Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dave Holmes. I'm the sports anchor at ABC6 Fox 28 here in Columbus. Excited to MC this. I told them I will do it on one condition: if John Gruden is my warm-up guy, and they said we can do that. We can do that. This is a big day for the city of Columbus. And it's a big day for the United Football League as well, because I think this is a relationship in which both sides are going to benefit. I grew up in Stark County, Ohio. I've lived in Ohio for 42 of my 43 years. And I know the birthplace of Ohio is up there, but I think Columbus is where it thrives. And I think it's thrived with the Buckeyes. I think it's going to thrive with the Columbus Aviators as well. We have a lot of people who want to speak today, some distinguished guests. I do want to start, though, with a man who has nearly a quarter century of football expertise on his resume. He is a football man through and through, and now he is the president and CEO of the United Football League. Please welcome to the stage, Russ Brandon.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Great to be here in Columbus. It's awesome to be here. We've had some great events here over the last couple months to get to this place today. But this is truly a life comes full circle moment. I think it was back about 6 months ago. I called two of the most important people in my life, Brent Rossi and Erica Mulliman. And I said to them, hey, we're thinking about Columbus. What do you think? They said, we need to have a conversation. And we had a conversation with my good pal, Dave Jenkins, JW, and we sat down at the Super Bowl and we talked about the UFL coming here to Columbus, and that's where it all started. You're going to hear a little bit about the vision of our new owner, Mike Rapoli, here shortly, but Columbus checks every box. It fits everything that we want to do as we move forward in the United Football League. I want to thank Mayor Ginther. Appreciate the time that you have given us over the past few months to get to this place. Your commitment to sports, particularly female sports, where we want to go with all of our flag initiatives, especially female. We're excited to do that. And I get to stand here in front of my old buddy Cardell Jones, who I called a few weeks ago and said, hey, we're coming to Columbus. Would love to have you a part of this. And Cardell, when I was with Buffalo, was a draft pick for us and also played in the XFL back with the DC Defenders in 2020. So as Mike said earlier, he'll probably be our quarterback this year as well if he wants to give it a run. I want to thank Ross Bjork, who I know is here. Big game against the Illini. We all know what Ohio State sports mean here and what the Buckeyes mean, so we're thrilled to be with Ross and the team here as well. But we're going to talk here. You're going to see a vision here from Mike Rapoli here shortly. We all know about Mike's success. Body armor, Pirates booty, vitamin water, Smart Water, one of the top entrepreneurs of all time. But it's Mike's passion, his energy, his relentless commitment that he has provided us over the last 6 months. His vision has been infectious, and he is the reason we are sitting here today and standing before you today. I think you're going to be pretty excited about the opportunities that we have moving forward in Columbus. What I love about Mike the most is his commitment to people, his loyalty. You need to look no further than the people that I work with and my team gets to work with every single day over the past 6 months. Matt DeZamba, Eric Berniker, Eric Santangelo, Lebo, and our good buddy Brian Camus, who can't be with us here today. So we are thrilled for the opportunity that we've had over the past 6 months to work with this team, and you'll see this. But I'll tell you what I love and respect about Mike the most is he is authentically himself. He is still, with all of his success, he is still Mike from Queens. So it is my privilege and honor to introduce a great American success story, Mike Rapoli.
Extremely excited to be here today. This is the first one of the week that we actually did outdoors with the stadium. And, I'm just looking around at this stadium. And my whole vision when I started to talk to the United Football League 2 years ago was so many sports other than football are all played in smaller venues. Think about the NBA, think about college basketball, think about NHL. The Columbus Blue Jackets fit 80,000 in that arena, probably 15, 20,000 in the arena. And Ohio State can fit how many people in that stadium? 100 plus, okay? How many sports can really fill a stadium with 100,000 fans and another 50,000 that want to get into the game? Football is that sport. What I've noticed over the last 5 or 6 years, football has just taken it up another notch. Pro football, by far, is the number one sport in the United States. You know, when the Bills are playing the Chiefs this year, and 33 million people are watching that game, it's amazing. And the number 2 sport, you got to separate them, is college football. And that's up there. When Ohio State opens up the first weekend, I think it was Labor Day weekend, and I think they play Texas, and they drew over 10 million people viewership. A regular hockey game in the NHL probably gets 400,000 or 500,000 people. A regular NBA game maybe gets 750 to 1 million. Major League Baseball, depending on the market, could get 100,000 or 1 million. But when you think college football draws 10 million and the NFL can draw 30 million, football's here, college football's here, and then the other sports are down below. When I hear, and Cardell was drafted, and that the NFL draft this year, 13 million people watch the NFL draft, and the picks are every like 20 minutes. A lot of people have nothing to do, to be honest with you. I mean, that is nuts. Worse, on a Friday night, round 2 and 3, 5 million people watch it. Football is king. And I saw this opportunity, and it didn't work out 2 years ago, and I started watching it closely this year. And the quality of the football for the United Football League is really, really good. I mean, there are some great players. I mean, you know, Cardell played in the league, and then he also played for the XFL. You know, the difference between the number 30 player on the NFL team or number 75 is probably this close. Sometimes it's not even about being 30 or 75. It's about the right coach or the right offensive coordinator or the right defensive coordinator or just something that the need that you can fill works for those teams, but not the team that you're picked by. You know, I'm good friends with Tom Brady. Pretty good quarterback, right, Cardell? Decent. At the end of the day, he's won 7 Super Bowls, but he was drafted by the New England Patriots. I joke with Tom all the time. Tom, what would have happened with your career if the Jets drafted you? What would have happened? And my joke is, you'd be working at Morgan Stanley right now. You know, like, you don't know, you know, because he was put into a place where he got to sit behind a veteran like Bledsoe, develop a little bit, got his break, got in there, and then the rest was history. The one thing I see a need for more than anything right now is that as the United Football League and football becomes king, can we help develop players to get to that next level? You know, if you're in the NBA, you can go play in Europe. You can go play in the G League. If you're in minor league baseball, there's a minor league baseball team here, the Columbus Clippers, and then you can move up to get into the major leagues. It's very tough here. So, and now what you guys have seen with Ohio State, congratulations, national champion last year, correct? Okay, and this year also. So no, I'm just looking ahead. Even though I noticed that you guys painted the seats Michigan color, that kind of throws me off a little bit, but we have to fix that, guys. Mayor, what are you doing here? You want to get reelected in 27? I mean, it's the first thing you got to do, to be honest with you. I mean, all right, good luck here. You know, all right, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of free agency. You play 1 year, and then you go to the next team. You got seniors, and you got people coming in and coming out. And if you're a coach, the pressure that coaches have, you know, if you don't win, you can go 10-1 your first year, and you get coach of the conference, and then you go 0-11, and you get fired. That's the pressure. So developing a player for the next 2 years, he might be on 2 other teams. I think there's an opportunity now, not only when you take the love of football, you start to develop players, and you get them ready. I love when I watch, you know, Aubrey on the Dallas Cowboys kick a 64-yarder to put it into overtime and have them then beat the Giants, and he came from the Birmingham Stallions. I love when I watch Bates, I don't know if he was an All-Pro or not, the Detroit Lions. Like, we now have to help develop this. We're not going to work in a structured relationship with the NFL, but for me, when I see the Columbus Aviators and I talk to the Columbus Aviators and I talk to the 60 players that are on this team, my goal is for me not to have them back here next year. Our goal is for them to go to the next level. In a couple of years, I want to watch the NFL and I want to see 500 players that came through the XFL. And well, now I said XFL because that's what Russ said, and the UFL. I want to see them come out and know that they came through this either 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. And I don't want to be harsh because I have a saying, think big, dream bigger, but if in 3 years we can't, and you can't get to the next level, then you know what? You might be 24, 25. It might be, think about coaching, think about other things, but we want to help that next generation of players. And we know the injuries in football are getting tougher and tougher, and what is the advantage? And Cardell, you could probably help me. It's like, do you want to be the third, fourth string quarterback? Or is it better to coming out here, playing 10 games, getting hit, throwing 50 passes a game, getting your reps in? Like, this is, your practice squad, who you're going to throw to Russ. He ain't going to catch the ball. I mean, so that's what our mission is right now. And we want to bring fun, friendly, approachable, accessible, and affordable football in here. Tickets are going to be between $25 and $75. Playing in this stadium, when I was watching these games and we were playing in these arenas, like, unfortunately, San Antonio and Michigan, we've decided to move into different cities. They didn't have, San Antonio, Michigan are football markets, but they didn't have the venue. The venue in the stadium is as important as the market. If you get 12,000 fans in a stadium that fits 75,000, it looks like 2020 and it's a COVID game. If you get 15,000 fans in here where they fit 20,000, it's packed. And we shouldn't feel bad that you can only fit 15, 20,000 because the Columbus Blue Jackets and the New York Knicks only fit 15 or 20,000. So the goal was, how do we make arena football outdoors? And I really want to thank the city of Columbus. This stadium, Josh, do you know when this was built? 1999. How many stadiums do you think existed like this in 1999 for soccer? Zero. So in 1983, when the USFL started, they had to play in big stadiums. 1999, you guys built this first stadium of 20,000 for soccer, and these venues didn't exist until you built this first one in Columbus. Now, they're either new to the market or they're getting built. So now the timing, the perfect storm of football being king, these venues are being built, playing inside. Orlando, we're playing in Orlando City Stadium. Yesterday we were in Louisville. We're playing in the Lynn Family Center, fits 15,000. We moved two teams, the Arlington Renegades. We moved them to where Dallas SC plays. That's not, what's that, Toyota? Toyota, that fits what, 20, 25,000? 20. And we also moved the Houston Roughnecks. We called them the Houston Gamblers. And where do we move them? Shell Energy. How much does that fit? 22. So now, when you see 15,000 in a 75,000 arena, you're going to see 15,000 here. And by the way, I'm looking around. That's a great seat. That's a great seat. That's a great seat. That's a great seat. Soccer is great in these arenas. Unbelievable. And you get a goal, you get the action of soccer going back and forth. But when you put football in this type stadium, you're going to hear everything. Every hit, you're going to see everything. You're going to feel everything. I mean, look at this. I mean, the players are going to be right on top of the fans right on top of. I mean, this is going to be incredible football. So, Columbus is such a special market. It's a great city. It's amazing. I'm watching it grow in sports. Ohio State, national champs. I hate to say this, but one of the things the mayor has told me when we talked about bringing a team here, he said, Mike, if you don't get rid of the Michigan Panthers, we're not going to come. So he's the cause of the Michigan Panthers. I just want to let you know. So everyone in Michigan, write down the mayor's name. It's Andy. I'm not going to give you his last name. But you know what? Michigan didn't have the venue. I will say this. You know, there is talk that Michigan's going to build a new stadium in 2028. And if that stadium is built, I don't mind bringing the Michigan Panthers back. And I know what opening night would be. It would be Columbus at Michigan, okay? And we'll play a home and home. I actually think it should be in their new stadium, even though you guys may be back-to-back champions. We'll see. If you guys win the championship here, they'll come here. But if not, then you're going to have to go there. So you got a lot of work to do, all right? So make sure this. But I'm excited. This is a great football market. I love watching Buckeye games. I love watching the Big Ten. I love being in the city. It's really, really special. And guys, listen, this is a new league with a new vision. And honestly, actually doing this, I get the best. Well, you guys get to look at me, so you got a good view also. I get the view of this stadium and watching this, vision that I have come to life, man. And it's going to be really, really special. And I look forward to coming here a couple days. Cardell is going to be the starting quarterback. He's not aware of it. This is the only way we're able to get him in. Russ will not be the CEO, so it's two things that will happen. So just so you guys know, we're going to upgrade that position. I'm going to run for mayor in 2027, so you guys know that. So there's going to be a lot of things going on in this city. This city is about to turn around and get even bigger than it is, all right? So I want to thank you guys. We're excited about Columbus. We're excited about this venue. We thank the guys. You know, if you guys didn't have the vision to build a stadium like this, the other ones, somebody had to be first. And now you have two of them. And just so you guys know, next year, Josh, I think you were going to say what the team is called, the Crew. Columbus Crew next year is going to be back here, and we're going to be in the new stadium downtown. So Josh was going to make that announcement, but 1 year deal. The mayor agreed. We're going to be here, and then we're going to switch back. And that's where we're going to go. But, Josh, that was very nice of you and the family to do that. So this is just a 1 year deal, and we're going to be in that new stadium. They built it for us. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it.
All right.
So a friend of mine is a huge Mike Rapoli fan. He loves your entrepreneurial story, and he texted me a half hour ago and said, "Are you going to meet Mike?" I said, "I actually just spent 5 minutes with him in the green room." He said, "What was it like?" I said, "It was like being in the phone booth with a Tasmanian devil." I said, "That was..." But, a lot of guys can put their money into a project. You can tell Mike puts his heart into it. And that's what this is about. This is a passion project for the United Football League and also the city of Columbus. And if you've followed sports in Columbus, you know how instrumental the Haslam Sports Group has been in bringing sports here and also keeping sports here with the Columbus Group. So at this time, I'd like to bring up our next speaker. He has a long title. He is the Haslam Sports Group Chief of Strategy and Development, also the Crew President of Business Operations. Please welcome Josh Glesson.
I'm a little unfortunately going directly after Mike. I can assure you that this will not be nearly as eventful, but that's okay. Both Russ and Mike talked about vision and someone having to go first. When you think about football in the state of Ohio, there were so many instances of vision and someone having to go first. In 1919, someone had the vision to stand up the American Professional Football League in Canton, Ohio. In 2021, they had the vision to hire the first president of the NFL, which would become the commissioner. I was with Mayor Ginther a couple of weeks ago as we dedicated a plaque to what was the first office of the National Football League right here on Broad Street, across the street from the State House here in Columbus. We also hired the first woman to ever work in the National Football League right here in Columbus. So you go back over 100 years, the number of people who had to have a vision for football in Columbus, Ohio, America, the world, so much of that is steeped right here in Ohio. And then you think about the platform that football has in Ohio, the Cleveland Browns, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Ohio State University, the incredible youth football, youth sports programs in the state of Ohio. Ohio is football and football is Ohio. So to have an opportunity today to help Mike and help Russ and help the UFL continue to execute on that vision and continue to build the legacy of football in the state of Ohio, it's something that we take very seriously, something that we're excited about, something that we're proud about. We're excited to stand here today in conjunction with the UFL to talk about what we can do and executing on that vision of football in Ohio and football in Columbus. And this is an incredible building, and there's a different kind of football that's been played here for the last 25 years, but we've used this venue and we've used sports to constantly shine a light on our city and our state. The U.S. men's national team has played 15 times in Columbus since this building's been open, 12 times here. We've hosted championship matches, MLS Cup here in 2020, and we've been really fortunate to shine a light on our city and our state using the power of sports. And we're excited to continue to do that with spring football, with the UFL, right here in this building, and create that energy in a city that we know loves football, and a city that we know can execute on that vision. And 20,000 people in this on a Saturday in the spring is going to be incredible. We're going to continue to use sports as a tool for economic impact, as a tool to shine a light on our city. We're excited to do it in partnership with the UFL. We're excited to do it in partnership with the mayor and his staff, and we're going to continue to grow this, and we're going to execute on that vision with you, Mike. Thank you.
We're excited for the launch of the United Football League in early 2026. ABC 6 and Fox 28 are going to broadcast a lot of those games. Mike's going to make sure we get the Aviator games, right? Don't give those to ESPN. We want those. Thank you. Appreciate you. The next speaker to come to the podium is a man who's led this city and is now referred to as America's Opportunity City. It is no coincidence that the United Football League wants to be here in Columbus, because if you look around, statistically, everyone wants to be in Columbus. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the country. It's a desirable place to live, and going to be even more desirable with the addition of the UFL. Please welcome to the stage Mayor Andrew Ginther.
What a great day here in the city of Columbus, and so glad to be here today announcing this incredible new opportunity for our community. Mike, I'm going to give you a key to the city, but Councilmember Nick Bankston chairs the Finance and Economic Development Committee on City Council, so he's got the purse strings. So you're going to definitely want to make sure you meet him before you leave. But Councilmember Bankston, thank you for being here and for your commitment to this, and to Mike and to Dave and Cardell and Russ, and we're excited about the future of the United Football League here in Columbus. We're excited that the pro team called the Columbus Panhandles more than 100 years ago. The defending national champion Ohio State University Buckeyes, today Columbus fans know football. And from the Wright brothers to World War I and Columbus native flying ace Eddie Rickenbacker, Jerry Mock, Neil Armstrong, John Glenn, we certainly have a lot of history with aviation in this city and state. We're excited to be part of this new era of UFL League games starting in the spring of 2026 at historic Crew Stadium. Columbus is known as America's Opportunity City, and what better place to play football for an opportunity league like the UFL? We as fans look forward to seeing the team and players represent our city and show the skills necessary to win a championship, as well as continue a career, whether that's in the UFL or, as Mike mentioned, making it to the next level. We're enthusiastic about professional football arriving to join this city's legacy of sporting greatness. The people of Columbus can always get together to support football. And when the city and fans saved the Crew and helped develop its new home at Lower.com Field, we promised that we would not abandon this stadium and our surrounding neighborhoods. This is a great stadium and the perfect venue for the UFL. And when the Haslams and Edwards stepped up in 2018 to take ownership of the Columbus Crew and spearhead a new facility downtown, it was a prime example of the Columbus way. A special thanks goes out to our friends with the Haslams and Edwards families for them playing host for the games at historic Crew Stadium. The Aviators will use this facility as the gem we know it to be. We value it highly as part of the city's venue inventory, and it continues its adaptive reuse for concerts, sports tournaments, and other large events. Mike, there are more than 200,000 people that live within 1 square mile. Not quite the density of Queens, but pretty dense for a city like Columbus. And what we said when we committed to saving the crew, we were not going to abandon this site, these neighbors, and the neighborhoods surrounding us. We were doubling down. And how exciting that we're going to have incredible football played in this stadium that a family can go and access and enjoy. Mike, welcome to Columbus. And Russ, Cardell, we're thrilled to celebrate the future with you.
So about 6 weeks ago, the United Football League came to ABC6 and we started planning this event. And they said, look, we want a team ambassador. And we started kicking names around. And they said, what about Cardell Jones? I said, he's a great choice as long as you don't give him a live microphone. And then I looked at the rundown today, and Lord, we're about to give Cardell Jones a live microphone. He's my guy. He's my co-host on the Script podcast. I'm going to plug our stuff while we're up here. Please welcome to the stage national champion Ohio State Buckeye, Mr. Cardell Jones.
OH. You guys got to get used to that. You guys got to warm the room with stuff like that. Don't worry, follow me, I'll teach you. Anyways, first and foremost, good morning, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for having me today. So excited about this opportunity. When I got this call about a little over a week ago from Russ and Doug Whaley, who's not here today, about a potential opportunity, I was extremely excited, not just to bring professional football to Columbus, Ohio, but to be working in Compass with Doug and Russ and everybody with the UFL. Unbelievable opportunity, and I thought about why Columbus. It's more, why not Columbus? Columbus is one of the fastest growing cities, have major private and public companies, Value City Furniture, Shadow City Real Estate, to Fortune 500 companies like Intel is making their way here. So why not grow with one of the fastest growing cities in the country with one of the fastest growing sports in this new lead of the UFL? So extremely excited about the opportunity. Team ambassador, have no clue what that means yet. We'll figure it out as we go. But new city, new opportunities. Looking forward to working with everybody in the front office or whatever my role may be. And Mike, like Dave said, Russ already gave me a heads up about you. Extremely excited about this opportunity. I appreciate you guys and clearly all of our city leaders for being here today. So appreciate it. And I usually end everything with a go Bucks, but for my first time, go Aviators. All right.
So at this point, I'm going to bring Mike Rapoli back up here, and I'm going to open it up for just a few questions. Then they're going to do a photo op, and then for people who want individual interviews afterwards, we'll make time for that. But first, we're going to take a few public questions. So, Mike?
Whoever your friend is, I'm a big fan of his too now. You, not so much. Okay, so.
First question for Mike. Right here in front.
Mike, when you talk about the ticket prices,
No mic? Okay.
how big of an emphasis was getting it affordable for fans here?
I mean, ticket prices to me are so important. I mean, you know, whether if it's a pro game, and I don't know how it is with the Ohio State. I mean, you know, family of 4 or 5, you know, parking is going to be more expensive than one of our tickets. So, to me, if the ticket prices could be anywhere between $25 and $75, hopefully a family of 5 comes in here for under $200. They get a great time, great experience, great football. And not only do they come back next time, they come back with 2 other families of 15. That's the biggest thing. I mean, we want to be so fan friendly. You know, a lot of the teams right now are in the hub, which is in Arlington. But what we're going to do this year, and Russ and I already spoke about it, is, you know, the home team will come sometimes in the market a couple days before or stay a couple days longer. Early within the first 5 games of the regular season, when Columbus has a home-to-home, back-to-back season, we'll get them here on a Thursday, Friday, and they'll stay 10 straight days, work with the mayor, community work, you know, go meet kids in school, go out there. You know, we might have a Friday fan fest here, the weekend before the game. So we really want to be part of the local community. You can't be this national football brand in Arlington, headquartered in maybe Connecticut or New York. I don't even know if we have a headquarter. And then just not be here. You know, we have a ton of people that work for the company that are here, and many of them don't know this yet, so I'm going to relocate most of them here. They just found out, but hey, the way that you guys talked about the fastest growing city, unbelievable. This is a great city, so we're excited. So it's going to be fan friendly, and listen, it's on us. Spring footballs. This has not been tried for the first time. The United Football League is not. It started in 1983 and 85, and it's 40 years later. So either people are really, really dumb to keep trying it, or there's something there, and you just haven't done it right. And I feel that thanks to 1999 when you guys came with this platform, it's got to be the right market, and it's got to be the right stadium. You can't have the wrong market, wrong stadium, and you can't have the right market and no stadium or wrong stadium. Okay. We're going to schedule a spring football game every year. I haven't contacted Ohio State yet to let them know that, but and we're going to do a home and home. Oh, the AD's here? Okay, well, where's the AD of Ohio State? Listen, honestly, for NIL money, they'll do anything, so don't worry about it. Okay, so we can get the game here if I wanted it. Don't worry about it. No, but what we're going to do is, the biggest thing we're going to do is within a 100-mile radius, every player that comes out of the Ohio State program, their first, if they want to continue playing football, they'll be playing here. And if not, every team, within a 100-mile radius, there are other colleges obviously in here. We're going to try to get as many Ohio State players, I don't know, 20 or 25 graduate every year, maybe 10 or 15 get drafted. I don't know if 6 or 7 make it, but how many of those, what do you call it? The local hero strategy. We already have a quarterback from Ohio State. Now, hopefully he'll go to some of his ex-teammates, hopefully guys that can catch the ball and run a little bit, and that's it. So think about the opportunity of those players that haven't been able to get to the next level, that still want to get there, that have had some huge games with the Buckeyes, coming out here and playing, okay? And there'll be no University of Michigan players here. We made sure that won't happen.
One more, Mike.
Yeah, with the NFL, I'm looking into purchasing the NFL, so like merging but taking over and stuff like that. But I haven't talked to the Ohio State AD or Roger Goodell about this yet. So you know what? I think that listen, what they've built is iconic. It's the best in class. I think that we want to be more entrepreneurial. I'm not sure if you guys would pick this up. I'm not too good in a corporate setting. Doesn't for some reason, it doesn't work for me. That's why when I sold my companies to Coke, by noon they threw me out of the building, but that was okay. So the biggest key is you got to let us be us. You got to let us have fun. Make this a great experience. Make this a great environment, and we have to do things differently. We're going to have some rule changes, which I haven't told Russ about, or other ones that are in my head I haven't shared yet. We want to have some things that are going to be fun. We have to be different. We have to be different. These moves to these venues is just 1% of what difference is, and we're going to do something really, really special. And I think that the indirect relationship is going to be great for us and even better for them. We want to feed them. We want to give them players. It's already happening with Wiley or this guy, Dave and Russ, where a coach will call them and say, I got a player for you that maybe he needs to do this. I'd like to see him with that coach. So I think that will continue to happen, but probably also happen more. And, the NFL is a great sport, and, but every week, unfortunately, there are some injuries. It's a very tough sport. Obviously, Cardell knows that. I know that. My NFL career was cut short too when I was born. But yes, my dad's 5 foot. So that's it. So
Thank you, Mike.
that's it. All right. Thank you, guys.
So that concludes the formal proceedings. Once again, thank you to Josh, Mayor Ginther, Cardell, Mike, and Russ for being here. They're going to do a couple quick photo ops amongst themselves, and then they'll be available for brief interviews up here on stage if you have some one-on-ones. So that concludes it. We're excited to see the UFL come to ABC6 Fox 28 next year here in historic Crew Stadium. Thank you so much.